On November 24, 1945, Fleet Admiral Chester Nimitz relinquished control of his fleet at Pearl Harbor on the deck of a submarine. This is the story of how one man and his fleet of submarines were able to turn the tide of war. Before becoming one of the three great theater commanders of World War II, Chester Nimitz began as a junior officer in the Navy. Nimitz suffered a serious setback to his career when the destroyer he was commanding ran aground. Chastised and relieved of command, Nimitz was ordered to submarine duty. But as Nimitz rose again through the ranks, the role of the submarine rose with him to assume a new place of prominence in the Navy. Nimitz proved himself to be an innovative and skillful engineer. And in the years leading up to the war, he improved ship-to-ship refueling techniques and engineered performance improvements to the submarine.
December 7th, 1941. No American will ever forget this Sunday morning in Hawaii. Untold numbers of civilians fall in the midst of Japan's surprise attack. From Pearl Harbor, a sinister plume of heavy smoke rises skyward.
I ask that the Congress declare that since the unprovoked and dastardly attack by Japan, a state of war has existed between the United States and the Japanese Empire.
President Roosevelt ordered Nimitz to assume command of the decimated Pacific Fleet at Pearl Harbor. While the surface fleet had largely been destroyed, the submarines remained. Wearing the submariner's dolphin pin, Nimitz assumed command of the Pacific Fleet. This ceremony would normally take place on a battleship, but with none surviving the blast, Nimitz was sworn in instead on the deck of a submarine. Despite Pearl Harbor's losses, it was through Nimitz's skillful manipulation of the remaining submarines that he was able to immediately take the fight to the enemy while a new fleet was being built. Nimitz was promoted to Fleet Admiral, the highest naval ranking, and it was Nimitz who signed the Japanese surrender documents on behalf of the United States Armed Forces. And at last, after the war, highly decorated Fleet Admiral Nimitz flew his flag one last day on the deck of a submarine in Pearl Harbor in a symbolic gesture of solidarity with his fellow submariners. A submariner to the end, Nimitz continued his contributions to naval engineering throughout his life, including working towards the creation of a nuclear-powered submarine. Fleet Admiral Chester Nimitz distinguished himself through his humility and his skill as a leader. Today, he rests with his wife at Golden Gate National Cemetery. Nimitz remains a celebrated figure of American military history.